Someone asks you, "So, what are you doing for your birthday?" And you give the one answer that seems to trigger everyone else. Nothing. It's just another day. Suddenly, you're the weird one. People look at you like you're broken. They think you're going through a rough patch, or simply that you're being difficult. But what if it's not about being difficult? What if your reaction to that single date isn't just a personality quirk, but a diagnostic tool for how your mind actually works? This video was made for you. Whether it's melancholy, maturity, or something much deeper, stay with me. You think it's just a date, but psychology says otherwise. Behind your "I don't care" or your desire for a party lies a fundamental mechanism of your personality. How you formed your self-worth, how you learned to trust others, and what you're actually focused on. Today, we're going to break down 5 specific personality types that dictate how you react to your birthday. You'll see that these reactions aren't just coincidences. They are the result of deep-seated patterns. Let's see which one you are. Let's start with the group nobody talks about, the Expectant Orchestrator. You plan every detail, or you silently burn with resentment when others don't. You think this is about celebration? Psychology says otherwise. Researchers call this contingent self-worth. You aren't celebrating your birth. You're conducting a social experiment to see how much you're worth to others. If they don't show up, if they don't get the gift right, the system crashes. Your brain is wired to believe that your value is something you have to earn. But here's the reality. If your happiness depends on a head count, you're not celebrating, you're performing. And the worst part? You're waiting for an audience that doesn't even know they're in a play. Then there's the Avoidant Minimalist. You turn off your phone and treat your birthday like an undercover mission. You think this is just chilling? It's actually a preemptive strike against disappointment. When you anticipate that the world will fail to meet your needs, you stop giving it the chance to try. You're not above the birthday. You're protecting your younger self. It's not apathy. It's armor. Because if you don't express a desire, you can't be let down when it's ignored. You've convinced yourself that needing nothing makes you invincible, but it's actually just a way to keep your heart safe from the risk of being undervalued. Then we have the Amnesiac. You genuinely forget the date. You're shocked when someone reminds you. Psychologists call this dissociative prioritization. You've become so hyper-attuned to the needs, deadlines, and crises of everyone else in your life that your own timeline has been pushed to the bottom of your brain's urgent folder. You haven't forgotten the day. You've forgotten yourself. It's not that you don't care. It's that you care about so many external things that you have become the least important person in your own schedule. You've traded your existence for being a utility to others. Now consider the birthday bluer. You feel a heavy, inexplicable sense of reflection. You look at the calendar and feel like you're mourning a life you haven't lived yet. This is the anniversary effect. Your brain doesn't just record dates, it archives emotions. Let me paint a picture. You're 8 years old. It's your birthday. You've been counting down for weeks. You imagined the cake, the moment, the attention. And then the day comes and it's quiet. Maybe people forgot. Maybe the day felt smaller than the version in your head. You didn't react then, not where anyone could see. You just quietly adjusted your expectations. And every year since, that 8-year-old is still in there, waiting for the recognition that never came. You aren't experiencing this because of the birthday. You're experiencing this because that child inside is still waiting for a sense of validation from the world. Finally, the Indifferent Stoic. These are the people who truly don't care. Not the ones pretending,
not the ones who are lonely. They've stepped off what researcher Philip Brickman called the hedonic treadmill. They realized that if they need a specific day to feel special, then they've admitted that the other 364 days are ordinary. These people don't outsource their joy to a calendar. They've integrated their self-worth so deeply
that they don't need a song sung to them in a restaurant to know they matter. They figured out how to feel whole on a random Tuesday. And that makes people uncomfortable because it challenges the assumption that everyone needs the same external validation. When you don't need the fuss, you strip away the social script that everyone else is desperately clinging to. So here is the question that nobody asks. Is your reaction to your birthday built on wisdom or on a scar? Look at the 5 types we've discussed. If you're the expectant, you're still waiting for an external world to confirm your value. If you're the avoidant, you're running from the fear that you'll be disappointed yet again. If you're the amnesiac, you've effectively erased yourself from your own timeline to serve others. If you're the bluer, you're still grieving a childhood expectation that was never met. And if you're the stoic, you found the rarest state of all, self-sufficiency. The reason people judge you for how you handle your birthday isn't because you're weird. It's because your reaction acts as a mirror. When you don't play the game, whether by opting out, forgetting, or being indifferent, you threaten the people who are still desperately waiting for their one day of the year to feel enough. But you don't have to be a slave to the calendar anymore. Whether you decide to throw a party or stay in silence, make sure it's a choice, not a survival mechanism. If you're the one who finally stopped the performance, own that piece. And if you're still caught in the struggle, know that recognizing the pattern is the first step toward breaking it. Which one of these are you? Be honest in the comments. And if you're ready to stop performing for the world and start living by your own internal clock, hit subscribe. We're going to keep digging into the parts of your mind you've been told to ignore. Nothing was ever wrong with you.